I was driving the girls to school this morning for the first day that they have been back in like a week and a half. They've only gone to school one day because of the storm. And I looked at my oldest daughter, and I was supposed to make a video last week on Tuesday, but we were prepping for the storm. And then today on my calendar was another video day. And I looked at my oldest and I just said, I don't even know what to talk about. I said, I don't really have words when so many have lost so much. And then she looks back at me and she bubbles up and she's like, Mama, you have to make your cleaning video today. And she's like, because there's hope. And she's like, because God's plan is to restore. And she's like, just telling me how God sees the before the storm, the in the storm, and after the storm, and that he has a plan. And she went on to tell me, just tell them all about what you told me when we were laying in bed. And she was supposed to get baptized this past weekend. But when you are married to a first responder, you usually say goodbye and then don't see them indefinitely for a while after a storm. So we canceled her getting baptized at church so that way Daddy could for sure be there. But when we were talking about it, I was laying in bed with her and I told her just how the Lord's thoughts and plans and ways are just so great and amazing and good and holy. And like Isaiah 55, 8-9 says, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. And so we were just talking about that sometimes our earthly physical plans get canceled or changed or redirected, but that the Lord usually has something so much better in store or a different plan. And she was chattering away about being baptized in the future, and hopefully her grandparents could come and friends could come and different people could come that weren't able to make it that particular Sunday, including Daddy, who was gone at work. So I am going to continue with this cleaning video. We don't have girls or a dress or pep because I'm pretty sure hurricane moms all across Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, everywhere are a little bit tired at this point and catching up on all the laundry and all the dishes and all the things. And so today, I guess I just want to encourage you because like my daughter said, we have the hope and the joy of Jesus, and I'm going to share that with you. So if you haven't been to Seaside Lane before, I am Morgan Lane. I am a wife and I am mama to 3 little girls and married to a firefighter. And on this channel, I always try to encourage you to make your heart and your home a haven with God's word, and just to clean and organize along with me as I do chores. And I usually try to make it very encouraging, exciting, ambionic, just fun, beautiful teacups, this and that. But today we are just representing our TB Tampa Bay shirt that was on top of the laundry pile, and going to pray and read some verses from God's word about just Jesus in hope. So a woman named Catherine Bruno is a Floridian, did a little post on Facebook after the storm, and she wrote this, and it just kind of summarized a lot of different feelings that a lot of different people probably have right now that have been in the path of Helene. And she wrote, the day after a hurricane is so weird. It's like being in a movie, but it's reality. You wake up, you check yourself and you check your surroundings, you check your family and your friends, and then you go to work as if there's not devastation all around you, as if you weren't just terrorized by a storm for the past day. What's worse is seeing your hometown destroyed. Friends, homes, businesses alike. You feel helpless, but there's not much you can do. It's weird to be on social media at this time because you don't want to look, but at the same time, you can't peel your eyes away. You can't help but notice the scattered pieces of people's lives, your friends' lives, your community's lives, and things people have worked so hard for and continue to work hard for. It's a deep, deep reminder that Mother Nature is on her own time. She has her own agenda. A reminder to do future little things that you might have not done this time, like move your car, turn off your electric, or pack away prized possessions, take before photos. It reminds you that tomorrow is not promised, and if we are promised, we only wake up with the clothes on your back. This guy, oh my goodness. well, I will continue reading her thing, but during the storm, he has never been allowed on the bed. He sleeps down, but during the storm, I had to let him up, and now we like to snuggle him up here. The rule was broken. He became our therapy dog. That was in the middle of when the hurricane was hitting my daughter and the 2 dogs surrounded next to her. So dogs, now he thinks he's allowed on the bed a few days later. She kept writing that, take the before pictures, for tomorrow's not promised, and if we're promised, you may be only waking up to the clothes on your back. She wrote that she was grateful that her home was spared, which was the case with us, but we mourn alongside friends who lost almost everything and what they considered to be their everything. And then she wrote that she's just thinking about them and that they'd rebuild together and stronger. Life is just full of so many God winks after a storm, usually. The compassion and love and generosity and hearts opened and things. It's a weird place to be in. And so I've lived in Florida for 18 years. And so I know the routine of all of this, and I didn't really want to make a video, but my friend actually just texted me right before making this, and she just wrote that I'm praying whatever your day holds, whatever spaces you're a part of, that you would proclaim the excellencies of him who called you out of darkness into marvelous light. And then she sent me this Bible verse of 1 Peter 2:9, but you are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for his own possession, that you may proclaim the excellencies of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. And there is still so much good to proclaim, and that Jesus is still king, and he is still on his throne, and he has us. His ways are higher and his thoughts are higher, and he will hold us. So my friend and I were sitting on the beach Monday. The kids had no school, and she looks at me and she's like, one of my clients canceling Thursday. She says a hurricane is coming. It's like, oh, I didn't even realize. So we had written all these different things and kept decorating our house every single day that Dad was gone to welcome him home when he would finally come home. We were writing on the whiteboards and making decorations. There is another basket of laundry I forgot that I pulled out this morning that I also needed to sort. So if you haven't done a chore yet, get up with me and do something today. So we have been residents of Florida. Well, I have 18 years, my husband his whole life, so we kind of know the drill. It was Tuesday morning. Last week, I kissed my husband goodbye when I thought I was going to be making a cleaning video and doing ice skating lessons and this and that. I ended up going to Sam's Club and doing the routine of hurricane and water and prep and food and, just rhythmically moving all the patio furniture in and praying some more. And that morning, I hugged my husband and kissed him, and then I did it again and again to try to make up for all the days that I knew he would probably be gone. And it's kind of just like this weird feeling of knowing that person that you love, you don't know when they're going to return because they're going to help others, as well as so many other families who are fire and police and military and just essential workers at hospitals and linemen and everybody. So this was after 5 days and 104 hours. Dad rushed off shift. I got the text that he said, I've been relieved. And our daughter and him love hockey, and so she just coach pointed and she took a few skates backwards and her face lit up because she had been in tears so many nights about missing him. And so that was, a good moment. But yeah, we have blisters on the thumbs from raking all the leaves. The girls are so sweet, and they woke up right after the storm and got dressed and started working our yard because we have 3 widows on the block that are on our loop that can't clean up their yards. So their tasks, they're like, we have to clean up ours as fast as possible for Dad, so then we can run to Bonna and Gretty and Alice's house and do their yards as well before the sun sets. So I was a little bummed because I couldn't make it to my girls' lunch. The first one's at 11:15, and then they stagger throughout the day. But so many God stories about that. My other daughter ended up sitting with another mom because it was parents' lunch. And I needed to catch up and pray and do things and storm. So, yes. So I was praying for my daughters at their specific lunch times. That's what that was. And that God is in and through the storm, before, after. So I was looking up all these different things that I had painted and read from past storms because too tired to make a new one today. This one I'd written a while back, and it was just a quote, and it said, "Dear friends, you don't have to understand all God's ways of dealing with you. He doesn't expect you to understand them. You don't expect your children to understand everything you do. You simply want them to trust you. And someday you too will see the glory of God in the things you do not understand. So I didn't have much in me. I wrote the names of the main states that were affected by this storm, and I just prayed. I began to pray. My daughters and I, one of the most precious moments was laying in bed during the storm, and my other two start praying out loud, and they're praying for everything. And then it's funny, they're praying for their uncle in Hawaii and his hand that was injured and all these different things. And I guess through this all, I was taught that the heart and faith of kids is massive, and their love and their compassion and their understanding, and that my oldest is now 9, so she understands a lot. So this is the thing today, to encourage you to clean, to pray, to love, to serve. And I am continuing to pray for all those that have been affected by this, which is many on this coast of the U.S. And if you do have somebody that has been affected by the storm and you want them to be added to this little journal prayer list, just let me know. Tell me. I will add it into this journal page, because that is all of I can think of to do. And I pray that you have a blessed week, and that those of us who are in hurricane season will have ease and peace, even though there's a possible another one coming. We will be good, and we will be strong, and we will rebuild, and we will pray and serve and help. And of course, the most beautiful sunsets always happen the day after a storm, in God's glory and beauty. Bye, friends.